Hello, everyone, and welcome to the OCNJ Local, your podcast for everything happening here in America's greatest family resort. We're your hosts, Dominick Dougherty and Drew Fasy.
And we are your local guys.
What's up, Drew? How you been? It's been way too long. I was looking at the date the last time we posted, and it's been almost a month, and I will take full responsibility for that.
Yeah, no bueno, man. We gotta be more consistent.
Yeah.
How am I doing? I'm doing great. Except for I got boo-boos. I slammed my arm against a fence out here when I was walking Lulu. I'm getting beat up out here.
I think
otherwise doing great.
Everybody's getting beat up out there, man. It's this will drop on Independence Day, the 4th of July. And
the day of days in Ocean City, New Jersey, and Shore Points, north and south.
Yeah, man, it's the day to be on the beach, getting sunburnt, eating French fries and pizza, and soaking in everything that is the Jersey Shore.
And it was a day for it. It was what a beautiful, beautiful day.
It was a nice day. I got down to the beach later this evening around like 5. I went down. I wanted to avoid the crowds a little bit. I know tomorrow probably going to be in the thick of it for most of the day. But Benny and Lucy have been getting into surfing. Like, they both figured out kind of how to do it on their own now. We go like in the evenings and go surfing, and it's cool because like before I always had to put in a lot of work and push them in and get them out, and now they can kind of do it on their own. So like I get to surf a little bit more. So it's been fun. It's been a good summer for that so far. But the water's been freezing, man, in the mornings. Get this upwelling going on. It's been like in the 50s some mornings.
It has been cold. Yeah. And it's funny because it had gotten up to, at one point it was we had 68 at one point, right?
Oh yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, and then it dropped again.
I went surfing one morning bareback, and there were guys out there with like hooded wetsuits on. I'm like, what are these guys doing? As I was walking up to the beach, I'm like, it's like June 25th, like, and I get in the water. I'm like, oh, I get it. Like, I totally get it, because it is cold. But I think it seems like that's kind of gone now. The water kind of stabilized. It's not so cold anymore.
Yeah. Hopefully it's warming up.
Yeah,
town's crowded. Town is crowded.
Man.
It's. I was out and about most of the day today, and man, it's a good feeling. You see people on bikes, and people walking. You see families going to the beach, and you see license plates from California and Texas and Connecticut and Florida and Virginia and New Hampshire and all over the place, and families getting together. I've talked to a bunch of families the last couple of days that they have. One neighbor is 15 people at their house tomorrow, and it's
how many cars? Did you got a parking spot?
One car.
15
people fit in one car.
Nice. That's good. That's a good neighbor right there. I wish I could say the same for my neighbors.
But that's
Bay Avenue.
That's what Ocean City's about, man. It's all the families getting together, the family time, a couple generations, all the grandkids with grandparents, and going out to breakfast, going to the beach, going out to dinner, or ordering dinner, or going up on the boardwalk for dinner, or spending hours on the boardwalk and supporting our local businesses and making memories, right?
What are you doing for the 4th?
I think we are very simply going to have my in-laws over.
Nice.
And maybe a couple potentially a couple stray cats, couple friends that are by themselves tomorrow. Nice. And just fire up the grill. I spent last Sunday? Yeah, last Sunday I think it was, cleaning the grill, give it a good shine so it's ready for the summer. And I think just we're gonna Kiera and I will probably go to the beach for a couple of hours, but more or less the rest of the day we'll just hang by the pool and barbecue and
Yo, I'll tell
prepare to give my dog doggy downers for the fireworks.
yeah, she doesn't like those.
Yeah.
No, there's a really good grill cleaner. It's like a citrus grill cleaner that you can get out at the Ace Hardware in Egg Harbor Township, or out at like Lowe's and Home Depot, and that stuff works very well.
Where's the Ace Hardware in Egg Harbor Township?
It is out. It's on Ocean Heights Road. It's just past like Vagabond, and it's right behind Giuliano's there on the right hand side.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. But I go to Wallace, man. Wallace has everything. You need hot dogs, you go to Wallace. You need stainless steel screws, you go to Wallace. You need foot powder, you go to Wallace.
I bounce between Wallace and Shoemaker depending on what day it is and what I'm feeling.
I'm a Wallace guy.
Wallace is very, very convenient for me. It's 2 blocks away, so it's hard not to go to Wallace.
Yeah, they're real nice in there too.
They are. They've been there for over 100 years, so that's crazy.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have.
But no, man, it's summer's heating up, man. To me, this is the official start of summer right here this week. This is the official start of summer. This is when, like, from now until that second week in August, everybody's cramming in vacation time. And if you haven't taken it already, you are taking it now, and you are trying to fit as much of it in as you possibly can in the next 6 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
And, it'll slow down a little bit during the week here. Not much, though, from here on out. You won't have that, the shoulder season is gone. It is full-blown summertime, Jersey Shore. Let's go.
Yeah, what we don't have during the week are the second homeowners who go back home and work, right? And some day trippers that just come down on weekends.
Yeah, but I think you're gonna have more of those people too. It's gonna be.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying it's just a little drop off. It's not a big drop off.
No, like now your prime renters are coming in. The natives are ready to fully embrace summer. The locals.
The Airbnbers are on. They're just marching over the bridge,
dude. They are crazy. I saw a post on one of the forums, because I check those for entertainment regularly, that someone had a VRBO that was raining on Sunday when it was raining. It's raining in my rental. What do I do? I'm like, oh man, that sucks. Like,
it does suck.
But hopefully they figured it out. But I don't know. I never rented a house in town, so I have no idea. You have more experience with rentals and stuff than I do.
I don't know what the situation was, but if it's raining in, now it was that storm we had. Was this during that storm that just passed?
Yeah, that Sunday storm that we had.
So
that end of June storm
down here at the shore. We get thunderstorms, but they're normally 6 to 20 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And then they're gone. It's like a cell passes by and they're gone. This particular storm, it was a line of cells that came right through Ocean City. Every cell hit Ocean City. It was a 4-hour thunderstorm. 4 hours. And it was a show. And the rain was crazy. It was a hell of a storm.
I have a 60-gallon rain barrel that was pretty much empty after the 3 weeks prior to that, because it didn't rain for those 3 weeks in June, and it now catches a lot of the water, almost all the water from my roof. So, but still, it was full. It's full now.
Was it really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
Like, wow, that escalated pretty quickly. So, but
it was a crazy storm. Hey, I have a couple shout outs. Can I give some shout outs?
Yeah, who are you shouting out today?
Okay, so first shout out is to the Ocean City Beach Patrol. On Sunday morning, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. Saturday morning. Before the guards were out, there was a family walking on the jetty at 9th Street. And
stupid.
Yeah, it's
there's not a million signs that tell you not to do that.
Do not walk on jetty, right?
Yeah.
They were walking on the jetty. Their two littles got washed into the drink.
Not a good place.
Mom and dad, who don't swim, went in after them. Smart. Ended up 9 of them into the drink and headed out to sea.
Well, five people went to rescue that family, and they got sucked out too.
And they got sucked out also. So
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say last year on, I think the Thursday of Memorial Day weekend, or maybe this might have been 2 years ago, but it was hot and there were a lot of people around. And I was walking on the beach and I was at 9th Street and there were 4 like 20-year-old kids swimming in that same spot. Like, so just a PSA to anybody listening that doesn't know this. At the end of that jetty, there is a giant hole. Like, so you can be standing and think you're fine. And then the next step you're going to take, you're going to be in like 30 feet of water and it's just going to pull you right under the rocks. So these 4, guys, they're down, they're swimming, they're tough. They all get sucked out and they're stuck there. And I'm just watching them. And so I swam out and saved them before all like the police and everybody got there. And then they came and I gave them all to them. But that was crazy to do. But that's like the most dangerous spot. Like people,
it is that spot and the inlet.
Yeah, those are the 2 places where people drown. Have drowned in Ocean City, I should say. Yeah. The 2 most common places for them.
So we're not going to move on from that. But so shout out to the Ocean City Beach Patrol for mobilizing very quickly and saving those 9 people. But you're right, the inlet, we had 2 deaths last summer before, I believe.
Yeah.
And you look at that, I was there and I'm looking at that spot and you have inlet? Yeah, you have the bay to your left, which can be very dangerous because that tide cranks. Right. Yeah. That is rushing water. Right. Yeah. But it's calm. And then to the right, 100 yards or 200 yards or whatever it is, the regular beach with rolling waves and another beach down. There are a couple beaches down. There's lifeguards. But at the inlet, it's chaos. It's where the ocean meets the bay and there's sandbars and it's chaos. Why anyone would look around and say, I think I'll go into the water here is just, and I've heard people say, well, they don't know any better. I get that. But visually, I would never go in the ocean right there. It's crazy. And it's the same thing with the 9th Street Bridge. I mean, you can see there's something going on there. 9th Street Bridge, 9th Street Jetty. Yeah. It's visible. You can see something's going on there. It's kind of scary.
But I get why people walk out on it though, because the beach is small there. The jetty, it goes almost all the way to the back of the beach. So, and it's pretty dry for the most part. So people walk out on it.
At least for the first 2/3 or 3/4. Yeah.
Just if you're going to swim anywhere at night, just stay away from there or in the morning. Not a good place to go.
No.
Definitely not safe.
All right. So that's shout out number 1.
But you also have to shout out the police department and the fire department because it wasn't just the beach patrol. The people called 911 and even the new guy who's in charge of the beach patrol, I can't remember his name right now. I was reading an article in the Sentinel about it and he gave hats off. Like the police had their drone. I don't know if you've seen this and been around town, but they've been training the fire department and the police department to fly these drones like all over the place now to spot stuff. So the police had their drone to spot the victims, so they know where everything was. And then the beach patrol mobilized, and then the fire department even came with their water rescue team. So it was really like a cohesive effort from all three branches of our public safety department. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was a pretty.
This shout out is expanded to the Ocean City Beach Patrol, the Ocean City Fire Department, and the Ocean City Police Department. That's great.
Yeah, man.
All right, second shout out is to the OCYA, our local Little League, our 10U team is in the tournament. They have a good little team, and it's Ocean City Upper Township. So there's players from both municipalities, and they're doing really well. They won last night in Upper Township. They beat a very good Northfield team. And Ocean City Upper Township will travel to Hamilton on Friday to play for the District 16 championship.
Cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Nice.
We have shout out to Ricky Lento Rick Lento. His son is Ricky. He's on the team. Rick Lento and Nick Dinsmore. His son Nicholas is on the team. Rick and Nick.
It's not Nicholas. It's Nick. I only hit dingers. Dinsmore.
That's right. That's right.
That's what I call him. My wife listened to this. She would hate it because she hates it when I call him that.
So Rick Lento and Nick Dinsmore, two of the coaches on that team, they're doing a great job. So shout out to the 10U team, and good luck in the District 16 championship on Friday. Speaking of which, so at the Hamilton field, which I love, they have a great refreshment stand. They have meatball subs. They have fried green beans. Their refreshment
Is it the same as it's the same stand as the football?
Well,
it's not the same field, but it's the same
concept. We play at the high school now.
Okay.
Or we play at the high school. The baseball field is a different complex.
Oh yeah, but I remember I went to the snack stand at one of the football games when we played up there, I guess a couple of years ago, and it was amazing. It was like you're going
amazing.
They partner with local restaurants, so you're getting good Mexican food, good Italian food. You're getting everything.
Oh yeah, it's that they're awesome.
Yeah,
but they also Hamilton won the Little League World Series they have a banner. Yeah, they won the Little League World Series. I think it was 1979. It could have been 69, but I think it was 1979. And they have a big banner.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty cool.
That's wild.
My third and final shout out, until of course I think of another shout out, Dom.
Mm-hmm.
My third and final shout out is I wanted to say congratulations to Mark Rymette for being unanimously voted the second best announcer for the OCYA.
Good for Mark.
I was the only person who voted.
And you voted for me, so thank you. I filled in a little bit this year. That was fun. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Mark got number 2.
But no, man.
We have, Mark and I share the announcing duties for baseball games, and Mark's a good dude, and we have a lot of fun, and we bring each other stones about who's the better announcer. I have to say, so some of my music selection is good and maybe better than Mark's, but Mark's got a good music selection, and he's very thoughtful about his music selection. He plays a good national anthem, and he finishes the game with I think it's God Bless the USA. I think that's what it is.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You guys got to figure out the walkout music for the kids next year. You got to figure out the app.
Dude, it's complicated. No, it's not complicated. I shouldn't say it's complicated. It's really time consuming loading that stuff up. It's super time consuming.
Get a team.
I'm sure I didn't. That's what we need to do because I didn't have it in me. It's a great app. It's a very cool app, but I didn't have it in
me. Speaking of Hamilton, to get away and kind of get into one of the hot topics this summer is the intermediate school. They kind of did like a flip-flop here for administrators. Principal Matina went to Hamilton High School, and now someone from Hamilton is coming to be the new principal at the intermediate school this year.
Yes.
So
Matthew Engel is his name.
Yeah.
And then we got to be the new principal at the Ocean City Intermediate School.
And then there's a new director of special education, and then the new superintendent, I believe, starts either July 1st or August 1st. It might be August.
I think it's August 1st.
I think it's August 1st.
Yep. His name is Christian Angelillo.
Yeah,
he starts August 1st. Yep. We have a new fire chief.
Yeah, right? Like we just had Jim Smith on like 2 weeks ago, and he retired already.
Well, it was probably 3 months ago, but yeah. So Chief, congratulations to Jim and best of luck.
Yeah.
Congrats on your retirement. We have Bernie Walker was named the new fire chief, and he was just installed last Thursday, I think it was. Yeah. Yes, last Thursday.
I saw that. Go ahead.
And this past Monday was the installation of the 4 new ward council people. They have a special on July 1st is when it's called the reorganization. After an election, new council people are installed. They have new leadership, or in this case, the same leadership, but they have a vote on leadership for the coming year. So we have Terry Crowley in the 1st ward, Keith Hartzell in the 2nd ward, Jody Levchuk in the 3rd ward, and Dave Winslow in the 4th ward.
Tentatively. The big asterisk. All kinds of drama around the 3rd ward right now.
And that's why I don't like what's going on. There shouldn't be an asterisk. There shouldn't be drama.
So before we get into this, I also want to shout out to Rick Stam, because he got promoted in the fire department. Rick's a good dude. And his wife is an awesome art teacher at the primary school. So shout out to Rick. But no, man, this whole 3rd ward thing, it came down to 2 votes. Even after
Jody Love, just so everybody's clear, Jody Levchuk won the 3rd ward with 402 votes to Amy Voll's 400 votes. So it came down to 2 vote margin, which is obviously razor thin.
Yeah.
But she didn't ask for a recount, which I think you have either 7 days or 10 days to ask the county clerk for a recount. She did not do that.
But there is litigation and things taking place though now currently, trying to say that there are 2 ballots that potentially.
Yeah. So just to be clear, what we're talking about is that Amy Vols has filed a civil suit with the county. And go ahead. I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, I didn't know
just so we're clear what's going on.
The depth of the litigation that was taking place. So apparently there are 2 mail-in ballots that weren't counted that Amy feels would be for her. And then there's a vote.
Disallowed. Again, to be clear.
They were disallowed. They weren't counted. They were disallowed by the Cape May County election officials for whatever reasons. And then there is a vote by an individual who Amy feels is in question what their legitimacy is to vote in Ocean City. So if that were to place,
Jody Levchuk's brother, Randy, she's questioning whether he can legitimately vote in Ocean City.
Okay. So, yeah.
That bothers me, but
Hey man, listen,
and this is nothing personal, but the guy has voted in Ocean City since he was 18 years old, and be that as it may, I don't know. Maybe I'm still have a little PTSD from January 6th. I don't know.
Listen,
it shouldn't bother me, but it does.
It's a good problem to have. You have two people that want to serve the community and want to do what's best for the community. So, as a town in Ocean City, we should be thankful that we have two qualified people who want to come and be the voice of the people.
I agree. And they're not 82 years old. That's another plus.
And they can form complete sentences.
Yes.
It's wild. It's amazing. But it's funny you talk about this induction on the 1st on Monday, when they vote for reorganization and they vote for leadership, and Terry Crowley was unanimously voted vice president again. But then when it came time to reelect president, normally it's a unanimous vote. However, this time it was split 5-2, with Jody and Keith both voting no for Pete. And Jody came out and simply said, well, Pete didn't support me. I'm not going to support him now. I think Keith kind of declined to comment from what I read in the Sentinel again. But, it's the council's still stacked in the favor of, the powers that be. So it's going to be interesting to see how much, those independents really can get done. I think I'm very happy that they're there, because they'll definitely sound the whistle with some of the bigger things that are coming down the pike. And if you're in the know, you just gotta, it's just a matter of time at this point. So, at least they'll sound the alarm, and at least they'll let us know. But I don't know. I don't know how much. I don't know how loud you can scream it from the rooftops. If you got the votes, you got the votes. So we'll see.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're referencing. What conspiracy theories going on over there?
Know exactly what I'm talking about.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Exactly.
But there's always big things coming down the pike. So
exactly what argument I'm constructing over here, and what project that we talked about before that everyone knows is coming.
We'll see. We'll see.
Listen, I don't know, man. Listen. It is what it is, and we will wait to see what happens. We will wait to see what happens.
Yeah.
So
looking forward a couple weeks, Night in Venice, another huge weekend in Ocean City. What's the theme this year? Do you remember? We have Brandon Graham coming. I know that.
Yeah,
Brandon Graham coming. And is it Brian Prop? Is he the or was he the Doodah Parade?
I'm not sure.
He was the Doodah Parade. No,
the Master of Ceremonies is a broadcaster for ESPN. I'm not sure what his name is.
Oh yeah. That's right.
I don't know.
Brandon Graham's going to be in our Night in Venice parade.
I know. Listen, I put that out there to you that you need to get us a boat so we can do the podcast live. But I'm feeling it's the 27th.
I think it is the 27th.
Is the 27th, and I'm not going to be in town that day.
Oh, you're not? Where are you going to be? You're not going to be in town for Night in Venice?
No, I'm not. I should Airbnb my house for the night.
You should. You should.
No. I unfortunately, my wife has a childhood friend who's been battling breast cancer for a long time, and she kind of wants to have a family gathering up at her house and have like a pool party with all of her close girlfriends that they grew up with. So and they haven't all gotten together.
Sorry to hear about your wife's friend.
Yeah, so
good battle.
I would definitely love to have been on a boat and doing the broadcast live. I got to meet Brandon Graham when he was here last year for I
remember you, Benny and Anderson, right?
Yeah, man. We have a signed Super Bowl 52 the one where you got the strip sack of Brandon Graham signed football. It's pretty awesome. But he's a great dude. He's a super cool guy.
Yeah.
Great personality, good family.
Wonder
man.
where he's staying when he's in town.
I don't, who knows? That's a good question.
Oh, speaking of which,
I saw that earlier.
Yeah, buddy. This and one just like it were a very nice gift from my buddy Dom there.
Yeah, man.
Thank
they're
you,
good
Dom.
for the pool. They're silicones.
Awesome.
So you just drop
great.
them and
they're awesome.
When those stray cats come over tomorrow, you can give those to them. And that way you don't have to worry about them messing up your pool or anything. It'd be great.
I worry about these things.
Hey man,
I do.
I would be. You don't want to drain the pool with broken glass. Only thing worse than broken glass in the pool is poop. You can't poop in the pool, man. It's the number one rule.
No.
You can't poop in the pool, dude.
Definitely can't
poop in the pool.
It's Summertime Vibes, a tribute to Jimmy Buffett. That's the Night in Venice.
Nice
theme this year, which is a great theme for Night in Venice. It's an awesome theme.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. Yeah. That'll definitely be a good one. Tribute to Jimmy Buffett.
I may go live myself with the podcast.
Really?
Yeah, because the podcast was
you could just do it on
great. It was the best in the world. People were talking about it all over the world, how great the podcasts were. And then you ruined it. That was a little reference to the debate the other night.
Oh, I didn't.
Everything was the greatest in the world, and everybody around the world was talking about it.
But I ruined it.
But Joe ruined it.
I didn't watch any of that.
And Joe's response?
Hey man, I saw
that was awful, by the way. And I'm a registered independent. I'm not neither a Republican or a Democrat, but that debate was awful. I can't believe, I know everyone in the world is saying this. I can't believe these are our choices. However, you know what? Let's take an extra second and talk about this, because I believe that Robert F. Kennedy is going to be on the ballot in New Jersey. I do. I believe they're going to get him on the ballot. And people think that Robert F. Kennedy is crazy. You know why they think that, Don? Because the mainstream media, the RNC and the DNC have been trying to paint the picture that Robert Kennedy is crazy because they're afraid of him. Because he speaks the truth. He's an intelligent guy. Now, he's not a perfect candidate. Don't get me wrong, but Robert F. Kennedy is a pretty smart guy, and he's a pretty reasonable guy. And I urge anyone who's sick of Donald Trump and Joe Biden to at least take a look at Robert F. Kennedy, at least listen to him. Don't Google him and look at articles and all that crap. Listen to what the guy has to say. He's an interesting guy. Interesting.
We will see.
Yep.
He's what, 64?
I think he's 67.
Yeah. And he's I saw a social media
does 50 pull-ups every day.
Yeah, he also
doesn't eat processed food.
He's also on an incredible amount of testosterone therapy at 64 to be that jacked. Like, there's no way you are not taking, TRT and various other.
You know what his fatal flaw is? You know what his fatal flaw is?
Aaron Rodgers to be his running mate.
See, that's what I mean.
Kidding.
People put that out there to try to make him sound crazy. No, but really, that's one of the things that the mainstream media put out there to make him sound crazy.
Listen,
they really did. They run a smear campaign. But what his fatal flaw is, he's got some disease. I don't remember what it is, and it affected his speech, his vocal cords. And in today's world, man, if you're not, that look and that speech, it's all about the surface,
Look at our current president. The guy can't even form a sentence. And
that's why
it's all about.
Well, but look what happened post-debate. I mean, everybody looked at that and said, we need something different. I guarantee right here, you heard it here first. probably didn't hear it here first. You probably heard it 100 times already. But I guarantee he will not be the nominee.
Yeah, I was just about to say there was an insider told the New York Times that he's thinking about stepping down, and they want to replace him with Kamala because they can keep all the money that they've raised so far for the campaign. I think if they get a new candidate, they can't keep the money. I'm not sure if that's true, but
that's actually not true. I just listened to a podcast about that, and they can do whatever they want with that money. They can't put it in their own pocket, although Joe Biden might. But they can
put it in their own pocket.
They can donate it to any other candidate's election. Yeah,
but no, we're getting way too national here. We're getting away from the important stuff because there's big stuff going on here too. I mean that third ward seat, if you go 6-1, that project's going to be done next week. Although you'll be breaking ground, you'll be breaking ground September 3rd when the kids go back to school. So I saw a crazy statistic actually about our schools, and it's interesting with the new superintendent coming in August, that, and so Cecilia Gillespie talked a lot about this and her time on the board and bringing school choice here, and how school choice is really keeping our district afloat. As far as funding, we're getting a good amount of state funding from that. It seems like that's all going to change though in August. So we'll see how many kids we can continue to get. Yeah, right now we get a good.
Is the funding changing, or the formula for choice changing, or the number of kids we're getting changing?
It looks like the formula for choice is going to change.
Really?
So only 10% of your population can come over per grade level, or 15, or a total of 15% of your whole school population. Because right now the formula is it's a total NJ Department of Education formula, because it's totally stupid. The school that so if I choice into Ocean City gets my tuition from the state and can count me as their enrollment. So you get double funded. And then the school that left can only keep the transportation funding for that student, because they have to bus the student in.
Right.
So
right.
They lose the, so if you get a choice student, you're basically getting twice the amount of money for that kid. We get a lot of kids from Brigantine, a lot of kids from Margate, a lot of kids from Brigantine and Absecon. Those are the three biggest towns that come here. Basically because they don't want to either go to Atlantic City or to Pleasantville, because Absecon sends their kids to Pleasantville. So that's where we get the majority of our students from. So it'll be interesting to see. I think we got 36 students from Margate, 20 something from Brigantine, and another 20 something from Absecon. But it'll be interesting to see how many kids we can get, because right now we're taking about 130 choice kids into the high school every year, and that nets us roughly around $3 million in funding. So if we can't get that many kids, because they don't really have the other districts they're coming from don't really have the size to afford to send that many kids. It's going to be interesting to see how that funding changes.
We're still going to get the best athletes from all those locations, though.
We'll see.
I know they say it's a lottery, but
it is. The craziest stat that I saw.
I don't believe that. I'm sorry, I don't believe that for Arby. I'll believe that President Biden, drove a truck and hit a 375-foot home run before I believe that is totally a lottery. Think about the athletes just in the past 2 years. Think about the athletes that we've had playing sports that are choice students. I mean, our lacrosse team is all Margate kids, girls lacrosse, that is. Last year's, not last year, the year before, our starting quarterback 3-year starter was from Galloway. Come on. I'll go on. Rosalie Daddy from Wildwood was a 6'1" center. Yeah, she just randomly got in, right? I'll go on and on and on. I'm sorry, but I'm calling BS on the randomness of choice. And I'm not complaining about it. I'm okay with it.
The craziest thing I saw, though, was that the primary school in 23-24 had 297 students in
it. In 4 grades?
297 students.
Wow.
The intermediate school had like, I think, around 400.
And the high school's 1,200 roughly?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think 900 of, about 1,200 kids, the high school. And 130 of them are coming from, out of district. So
130 total?
About 129 choice kids.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah. I was
per
looking
grade?
At no.
Per grade level or in total?
In total. Go to the Sentinel. It's all in the Sentinel. I was looking at it. I was reading it before we got on, just because
Well, I'm certainly not going to the OCNJ Daily.
No, there's good stories there still. There's still good stories there.
Yeah, the stories are good. The stories
are good there.
Yeah.
I was reading both because I would see reports on both of them, and it was a little bit more information available to me on the Sentinel, so I went there. Neither of them are perfect, but if I'm going to talk about something, I kind of want to know a little bit more than whatever. But no, man, it's crazy, this little town. Like, there's so much that happens, and it's just the start of the summer. It seems like the craziness and the boardwalk and stuff have subsided. I'll tell you what, I did my annual summer staycation of the Wildwood Boardwalk, and I said in the gym the other day, I said, you know what, I'll say that the Wildwood Boardwalk, I think it's more fun than the Ocean City Boardwalk. And everybody looked at me like I was totally nuts. But like, I was really checking it out. Like, the boardwalk itself, the actual physical structure of the boardwalk is all like the hardwood like we have down on like the north end.
Yep.
So it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Like, it's awesome. It's beautiful to look at. The actual boards. Now they need to update the lights.
Replaced. It's all brand new, e-pay.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's great. They do need to update like the lighting and the fencing and some of that stuff. But like, if you have kids who are over the age of the kids who are like 9 and above and they want to do stuff, like, that's the place to go. Get out of there by 9 o'clock, leave by 9 o'clock.
I was gonna say,
everything closes at 10 o'clock on the boardwalk there. It's not like they're open till midnight all night long. Like, I was up there till 9:30.
They close at 10?
Yep. Everything shuts down around 10.
Wow.
When I was leaving there at like 9:30 on Friday night, and it was just like everywhere else. You know what I mean? Like, the storefronts aren't that great. The storefronts are old and really haven't been updated. But there's games, there's stuff going on. Like, there's just more to do there.
There's definitely stuff going on.
Pickpocketing. See, that's all hearsay and shit. I did not see any of that. There was like all these crowds of kids rushing around and doing stupid shit. I didn't see any of it. I didn't see any of the things that like people said. And then, to be fair, like, I was on the Ocean City Boardwalk the weekend before, and I didn't see any of that stuff up here either. So like, that's but
so overall, I mean, you feel safer on the Ocean City Boardwalk, no question about it. I'm a grown man, and I feel safer on the Ocean City Boardwalk.
I didn't feel. I did not feel threatened on the Wildwood Boardwalk in any way. There were definitely like the grandmom who had the fuck around and find out shirt on, like smoking a cigarette with her kid. And you're like, okay, I'm not going to see that in Ocean City. Like, other than that though, like,
probably not.
Other than that though, it's all the same. It's all the same shit. Like you're gonna like depending on where you are on the boardwalk, you're gonna see it all. It's all the same. I'm telling you, it's all the same.
Okay. All right. Why don't we
parking was actually more expensive in Wildwood. It was $30 to park for the day on a Friday.
No kidding.
Yeah. I mean, it was like one of the lots like right there. It was $30.
Right.
But the arcades were better, the rides were better, the water parks are better. I made this sick long distance shot. I'm like I think in my lifetime now I'm like 2 for probably like I'd say 2 for probably 56 shooting this into like the oval hoop that's like 13 feet in the air and 20 feet away, and like you have to just really get super lucky to make it.
Yeah.
So
I will say that they have more games on the Wildwood Boardwalk.
They have more to do. They have more to do for older kids.
But we are going to have to leave it with, I agree to disagree that the Wildwood Boardwalk is better than the Ocean City Boardwalk. And I will 100% agree to disagree that the Wildwood Boardwalk is as safe as the Ocean City Boardwalk. We're going to have to agree to disagree on that one, buddy.
That's fine.
Let's wrap it up with on that note that we agree to disagree.
Listen, we can't wrap it up because I didn't tell you about my surprise yet.
Oh, your surprise. You told me you had a surprise. What's the surprise?
The magic is back, Drew. It's back.
The magic is back.
It's back. I went today to Petroni's.
Are they open?
They are open. They opened July 1st. And I went today and I got whole cheesesteak, extra meat, extra cheese, fried onions. And it was fucking magical.
Are you serious? Was it like close your eyes and you're eating Val tacos?
It was as close to you could be.
Wait, when did you go?
Today.
Oh, today. Okay.
I was almost told you when you called me earlier today to go, but I wanted to wait till today
you know where I was going with that. I thought you went July 1st and you waited till the 3rd to tell me this.
No, I went today and I was on the phone. Like, should I tell him to go check it out? Because he says he's running around there. I'm like, no, because I want to tell him. So like everything is, the spice is the same. Like they have the same spices on it. So like, and it's only their 3rd day open. Right. So like you could tell like they're still trying to figure out like the consistency and some of the stuff there.
Sure.
The biggest difference that I found was like they use a different like meat provider. So like it's not like the big hunks of steak. It's more like the chopped up ribeye that you're used to getting in a cheesesteak. The amount and the portion that you get is similar to like, hey, this is what you would get if you ordered a Val tacos, extra meat, extra cheese. And they don't have like the cabinets, the cold like macaroni salads and stuff up yet. But again, it's like day 3.
Right.
So Bill, the owner's there. He's a super great guy. I saw Tony Baloney walking in. He's making all the mozzarella for him. So like any sandwich you get with mozzarella is going to be fire. So I would say it's back. It's definitely worth checking out.
Dom, that was a surprise worth waiting for, my friend. That was a surprise worth waiting for.
Listen, I had this, it just hit me today. I'm like, wait, it's July 3rd. Because my wife knows the owner from Knife and Fork. When she worked there, he would come to the bar and they were friendly. And he's like, we opened July 1st. I'm like, oh, it's open. So I went to the website. They open at 10 a.m. They're open 10 to 8, I think, or 10 to 6 maybe. So like it's a tight window. I called them right at 10 a.m. They're like, yeah, we're open. I'm like, sweet. I called them back. Cheesesteak, extra meat, extra cheese, fried onions. Corinne actually said it's better.
Really? So I was going to ask you, did any of your other family members try this, or was this just one big one for you?
Lucy tried it. I wanted to share with Ben, but Ben wasn't hungry. He didn't really want any of it. So I was like, well, this isn't going to fucking last here, dude. Like you gotta shit or get off the pot on this one, because I'm going to devour this. And sure enough, I did it.
That's amazing.
but
it's amazing news. That's good news.
It was very good. It was very remnant of the past establishment, as far, like I said, as far as like the flavors and the portions and, you know, the service, you know, some of the same smiling faces that I saw from before. And, you know, it's definitely worth checking out. I didn't get anything else, like, you know, I didn't get any, you know, Italian food or anything like that. I just went straight for the old reliable
I would have went the same way. Yeah.
But it was good, man. Like I said, the only difference is, like, you know, from I remember with El Tacos, they had those like bigger like pieces of steak.
Yeah.
But this is more, this is more of like a chopped up ribeye,
more
like you're
cut
used to.
Steak than chopped steak.
Yeah. So this is more like a chopped steak. The Cooper Sharp is good. Same old Rando's Bakery. Fried onions were a little bit bigger. They weren't chopped up as much. But again, like, it's day 2. So, like,
right.
I feel like as they get more consistent and as they continue to develop their craft, it's going to be, it's back true.
So I'm just, my wheels are spinning. I'm not going to go tomorrow, obviously, being the 4th.
Oh, you could go. I'm telling you, no one knows it's open yet. And I kind of almost didn't want to say it on here, but Bill's a good guy, and I had to let the cat out of the bag.
Well, you had to let me know.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
It's worth the trip.
Though, I don't know if I'm venturing out on the 4th. I may not.
Hey, man.
It might be worth it though. Maybe I jump on the bike and that's dangerous.
Listen, those of you that are out there, check it out. Petroni's, 10th and West, the old Vel Tacos location. You can definitely I can't remember Joe's last name. What's his last name? Begins with a T.
Talarico?
Yeah, I think something very close to that. But you can feel you can feel like the original owner's like influence on the cheesesteaks and the subs and everything in there. So, you know,
that's good stuff, man.
It was worth the wait, Drew.
Yeah,
it was worth the wait, but it's back. So, all right. Well, everyone have a safe and happy 4th of July. Enjoy the fireworks.
We will be back next week, guaranteed.
Oh, true.
Guaranteed.
Drew's putting high demands on me right now.
I'm gonna ride your ass, Dom.
All right. Well, we'll be back next week. All right. Well, have a good 4th of July, everyone. Be safe. Enjoy the fireworks, and we will talk to you next week. This has been the OCNJ Local, your podcast for everything happening here in America's greatest family resort. We're your hosts, Dominick Dougherty and Drew Fasy.
And we are your local guys. Peace.